All right, Billiards Proving Grounds. This is a neat little hustler shot that's been around for a long time. I guarantee some of you will know it already. But it's a neat application of cut-induced throw, which is what the question was about originally. I have a dead combination on these two stripes down into the corner pocket. I've accomplished this by freezing them together and freezing them to the rail. Okay, this means it's straight in, as long as my rails are straight, which they are, it's straight in down to the long corner pocket. In addition, I've got the one frozen to the first stripe, so it gives you a lot of room for error. If you hit the one off to one side or the other, it's still going to contact the 15 where it's frozen. Now this hustler prop shot, or proposition shot, hustler would come in, set it up, and challenge someone to try to make that 11 ball down in the corner. So the challenger would give it a shot, and the hustler would say, you know, if you can't make it, I bet you with the same setup, I can, because I'm that good. So there's the setup. So now the victim, the mark, is going to shoot full into the one and make the 11 down in the corner pocket. Well, he missed. How about that? So of course that was unexpected. We had a wired combination down in the corner being shot at perfectly because we had another wired combination going into it. So what happened here? Well, to complete the hustler trick, the hustler, would maybe give the mark, I don't know, 3 tries at it, 5 tries, 10 tries, whatever he wanted to do. And the mark would never make it. So the hustler would say, okay, I get 1 try, set it up the same way, shoot it the same way. And if I can make it, then I win the money. Now, if you're someone that has been trying, and consider yourself a decent player, has been trying a wired combination over and over again, but don't quite understand what's going on with the physics of it, you're going to say, well, I already know. That's not possible. Here's my money. It's on the table. I bet you can't do it, certainly not in one shot. So the hustler will do this. And the hustler's going to make it every time. Well, what happened? How did he do that? I know a lot of you are watching saying, I know, because like I said, this one's been around for a while. But there are definitely people that don't understand what just happened there. So I'm going to show you the secret to the shot. When I set this up for the first challenge as the hustler, letting the mark shoot it, I don't do anything wrong, anything weird. I don't jimmy anything here. I have 2 balls frozen to the rail and to the corner, the one frozen to the 15, and the cue ball dead into that combination. Perfectly legit. No funny business. Okay? The reason this ball will not go down in that corner is because of that throw, that cut-induced throw. What cut-induced throw is the first ball, when it contacts the second ball, it actually stays in contact for a brief amount of time. This is more exaggerated when the balls are already frozen, but this is the same thing that happens if you just cut a ball. When a ball's coming into it, that moment of contact, the cue ball will drag or throw the 11 in the same direction before releasing it, so to speak. This is why on cut shots, you always have to cut the ball a little more to account for that throw. Or you have to hit it with running English so the cue ball rolls off the 11, instead of contacting it and dragging it with it. In this case, here's the trick. If you just set these, freeze them like I showed you, when you hit the 1 to the 15 is going to go into the rail and take the 11 with it. They're both going to pull into the rail. So if the 11 pulls in the rail, no matter how briefly, having 5-6 feet of table to go down, it's going to then come off the rail. It's not going to stay next to it. It's going to come off of it. You see what I mean? If we imagine there's a rail here, when this ball is struck, the 15 goes in this direction, it takes the 11 ball with it. However briefly, there's that friction between them, and the 11 goes into the cushion and bounces out. So how did the Hustler make it? Well, when I was setting these two balls up, making sure I had them aligned perfectly, if you noticed, I picked this ball up. What I did was lick my thumb and wet the 15 number. And then when I put it back down, I made sure that was my contact point. Now, as long as I don't let it sit and dry, that reduces the amount of that friction between the two balls. And now the 15 slides off the 11 instead of throwing the 11. The 11 shoots straight down the rail. So that's how that shot's done. It gives you a little insight on throw, and also a neat, albeit deceitful, way that you can kind of trick people with this shot. I don't encourage gambling on this shot, if for no reason other than nowadays equipment is typically kept up much better in pool halls. It certainly is in my game room. To get this shot to even work, you can still see a little bit, I had to scuff the 11 with a piece of chalk for the first shot to make sure it threw. If the balls are kept clean like these are, then throw is going to be lessened much. It's going to be much less. So regardless of what I did, I kept making this ball when I was trying to do this. So anyway, that's a little Hustler trick, but it shows the concept of throw. Real quick, the other question, actually the original question that was asked, was about throwing a combination into a pocket. So I'm going to set this up, this 11-15, where they're aimed you can do a little close, aimed at the point of this pocket. Slide down my cue and see if they're aimed at the point. Now the question is, to make this shot, what side of the 15 do you hit? Easiest way to remember is whichever way you would hit the 11 if the 15 wasn't there to make it, that's the way you make it. And why does that work? Because if the 11 is aimed just to the right of the pocket, we need it to go left. So we already know to throw a ball to the left, we need the ball contacting it to also go to the left. Both of these balls need to be thrown in the same direction. So just like I would hit the 11 to the right to make it go left, I'm going to hit the 15 on the right side to make both of them throw to the left. Barely. And you notice I hit it real soft. The softer you hit those combos, the more the throw has a chance to take effect. If I hit that one fast, I would have jarred it. Okay, so that's a little bit about throw and how to make combos that are frozen, but just slightly off which side to hit them on. Hope you enjoyed it.